Holy Testicle Tuesdays. That's right. We are back. It's been a second since Reapers Underground was able to happen. We took about a week off, but we are back in effect. I got so much coming this week. It's more than just a double shot. It's a triple shot of the big bad devil daddy himself. And tonight we are starting with writer, director, producer. I mean, this motherfucker does everything under the sun.
Thank you.
And that's Will Callzo of Cult Cinema LLC.
Yes,
sir. And we're going to get into the mind of this visionary and all the great indie horror films that y'all better done your homework. Like I told you where to go. All you had to do was go to Tubi. So if you didn't, you're going to get hurt. All right. But before we jump into this world of fun, let's quickly take a quick commercial break to our brothers over at Villain Arts Tattoos. Check it out. That's right. Villain Arts tattoo conventions are the biggest in the world, especially in the country. So if it comes to your town and you want to get a high quality tattoo from artists all over this great country, that is the time to do it. You're going to love it. And the prices are definitely hard to beat. World-class artists, performers, and the food, of course, and all the great other vendors such as myself and my Dark Queen Mischief. So the next time we're going to be there, we will definitely let you know. I see JD showed up. He's number one. Thanks for joining, brother. And all of y'all out there in Black Flame Land, that's okay. It's good to be number one, but there's a lot more people still coming in, and we appreciate you. Share the shit out. Share it everywhere. This is about to go down. Welcome to the underground, Will Callzo.
Let's go.
How are you doing?
I'm great, man. I've been working my ass off, but I'm happy to be here. Let's get it. Let's do it, Reaper. Let's go.
Fuck yeah. So you've been a busy bee. Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
So many of your films coming out, and they're completed or near completed, which is fantastic. But let's just go ahead and take it back. Let's go back to how you got into this industry and into directing your own films and this awesome film company you have, the Cult Cinema LLC.
Yeah, so I always wanted to be an actor. Back in 2004, I went to the New York Film Academy to study acting. And, they would turn on the weekends, the whole academy would be turned into a nightclub. So everybody would be partying. And I noticed that the directors, they would be like these loser looking guys and stuff, but everybody would circle them, the actors and the prettiest girls. And, I would go to the open calls and open castings. And I'd be like, dude, there would be like 100 guys that look just like me, are more handsome than me. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm going to be a director. So, I spent a couple more years in acting school, and then it dawned on me in 2009 to go to film school. And, I finished film school. I did a bunch of shorts in 2010. And then, I went on to pursue a career in MMA. I failed at that. I did have a fight. I lost. I got my butt kicked, but it was okay. And then in
That's a
2014,
rite of passage.
yeah. It was a close fight, though. But then in 2014, I decided to get off my ass. I watched Bloodsucking Freaks, and I was like, I have the training to do that. So I did a movie called Theater of Horror, and then it took me all the way to 2001 to finish that because the lead actor got really sick and he couldn't do his pickup shots.
Mm.
And then I got in contact with David Sterling, and he wanted me to do The Cultist 2, and it became Bloody Nun, and that was my first hit. And then Bloody Nun 2, I think we did it for like $3,000. And then it kind of exploded from there. And then Can't Murder took it to another level, working with Mark Polonia. And then it just got crazy, man, after that. And now I'm a working director, I'm proud to say two of the movies, Cheer Bloody Murder now, and Amityville Shark House is coming out with Lionsgate. So that's life changing. I mean, it's so hard doing all the legal and the paperwork and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so every day I'm in contact with them and stuff.
Congratulations.
And they're really pushing it. They're really pushing it hard and stuff. So really excited about that. So that's going to be life changing when that comes out. I'm a Lionsgate director, so
It's
that's
really kind of like just refreshing that
yeah,
Lionsgate is willing to take these chances on really, very good indie
yeah,
horror when all the other studios just like they
yeah,
don't want to touch it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And I think the way I
What's
wrote the
up, Kayla,
scripts,
Kyler?
like Cheer Bloody Murder, I wrote it for like the younger kids. It's more of like a comedy. And then Shark House is kind of like that greasy strangler, off the wall kind of were shark story. So I think it's gonna hit. I think it's really gonna hit. And I wrote it for, you got to make movies for your audience. And for, sorry, my dog is like wrestling with me. Go.
Oh, you absolutely do.
Yeah.
There's like just hysteria over any type of these Amityville
Yes.
offshoots.
And guys, you guys got to understand, I did like 40 Amityville movies. I signed a 4-picture deal with SRS Cinema, and they wanted to make Amityville movies. Even though it was like 30 minutes from my old house, they wanted to do Amityville movies. So that's how this came about. I'm just not some Amityville cash like grab guy. It was the studios that wanted to do it. What's
Hey,
up,
shit,
TK Payne?
at that
What's up?
point, you can't say no. What's
Yeah,
happening, TK?
that's my boy,
Welcome to
TK
the
Payne.
show.
Yeah. So
So that before we get further in, how does the fucking shark come out of the house? I gotta know. Like,
okay, so I'll
what's the
give you
story?
I'll give you the plot. Okay, so basically there's a guy, and he's like the worst what do you call real estate agent in his company, in his firm, and he's about to get fired. The only house left to sell is the Amityville house. So he takes the job, and he goes there, and there's a cult living in a hidden apartment in the house. In that era in 2022, everybody was into cults on Indiegogo and that, apparently. So we
For
were too.
sure.
Yeah, and there's a shark idol there that pricks his finger, turning him into a were shark. So he becomes a shark, half man, half shark, and the ventures ensue. We got some great people in there. We got my girl Julie Prescott in there as the second lead.
Mm-hmm.
Sean C. Phillips is the lead. He did a good job though. He did a good job as it. And we got Carl Solomon, Larry Butler in there, and Tasha Takosis. I think you pronounce her name. It's really fun. It's going to be really good, man. It's really good.
Awesome. I'm just trying to get it loaded up real quick. I'm surprised I didn't have it already. There it is.
Yeah, that's a badass
Move over the Meg Part 2. Amityville Shark House is about to fucking kill you, and he doesn't need to have Jason Statham save the day. It's some average Joe.
Did you see the trailer? I got the trailer on my YouTube page. I just put it up there. It's pretty
Awesome.
badass. Yeah, definitely check it out.
So
Guys.
you heard it right here, folks. If you're wanting to check that trailer out, go to his YouTube right now.
Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah, let's continue on. So you basically figured out that you learned a lot from, learning how to act and stuff like that.
Yes.
Was horror your first?
Yes.
Your first love?
Oh my god, dude! When I wanted to do a horror movie as my thesis or class project at the end of film school, everybody looked at me like I was a weirdo. They thought I was like disturbed because it wasn't big at that time. This is like 2009, where horror was kind of it's not what it is now.
Oh,
You
it
know, it was
definitely
kind of
was kind of stale, like mainstream
exactly.
wise.
Remember
Yeah.
that period where it was really stale? Then the Resident Evil came back, and then it just started coming horror. The first Resident
It's
Evil
like
came
it
out.
kind of
Yeah.
reignited that fire.
Yes, yeah, I remember that. But everybody thought I was a psychopath, and my first film was about like a killer transvestite, so everybody thought I was disturbed. And another guy was doing a zombie movie. We still stay in touch and work together to this day, Victor Gaspar. But it wasn't really accepted. Like nobody wanted to be a part of it, and they thought this was weird and
Um,
stuff. But it was,
with like, the Rocky Horror Picture Show still
yes,
super popular,
yes,
so no one wanted to touch that.
yeah. So that's what happened, so it was always in me. I always wanted to be a horror director and stuff. And like I said, I did that like MMA journey, and it came to an end, and I was like, let me go back to my roots filmmaking. So I got off my ass. I learned a lot from David Sterling. He gave me my first like big opportunity. And I call it the LA style of filmmaking, where you just get some lights, a crew, a small crew, maybe like a 3-man crew, actors, and get like the cheapest location possible, and you make a fucking movie. Am I allowed to curse on here, man? I'm sorry about that.
Always. I'm
Okay,
the dirtiest fucking mouth
okay,
of the face of the planet.
okay,
Go
okay.
ahead, man. Let it go.
So yeah, and I took that LA style and I brought it to New York, and I was like, I've been the only one doing that for years. Like everybody is like so naive; they think it has to be SAG and you got to have 100 grand. No, you can make a good movie for $5,000. Look at Camp Blood 666. We had $5,000, and it's a pretty decent. It's low budget and it's some cheesy parts, but we were still able to tell a good story for $5,000. Camp Murder was less money. So it's like and that one I got to say that's one of Polonia's better movies. I love the guy, but I think that's one of his better films. So you could do a lot with a little. You just got to have the right people. You need 3 bad motherfuckers, and you could do some damage, man.
That's the thing that I've been fucking preaching,
Yeah,
ever since I started this podcast 2 years ago,
yeah,
is that, you don't have to have, like you said, 100 grand. You don't even have to have 50 or 20,
hmm,
man, to get it done, unless you're trying to win like some major award or get it onto the big screen. It's like if it gets to the big screen, great. But at the end of the day, it's about the art.
yes, yes.
And there is a cult following, no pun intended, of course,
It's true. You make
for these types of films,
yes, and they're rabid and they love it, and you make it. You know what it is like Hollywood. A lot of it, especially like Netflix movies, are so overproduced. Like they make you kind of
Hmm.
sick. They're just so overproduced. It's a job. There's no passion in it, and it's like it's the same shit all the time, cookie cutter. And it's just like I want to see something different. I want to see the Were Shark man. I want to see a guy like you dressed up with makeup, killing people, slashing people up.
I'm up for it. I got a script. I'm just waiting for the right guy to say, yeah, I'll fucking write a story for you. I got
That's
a
good.
great
Yeah,
concept.
that's
It's
good, man.
called The Contract.
There's a lack of writers right now, man. That's definitely a great thing, man.
You know,
And let me tell you something. Before the writer strike, I would get thousands of emails from writers every day. Oh, please make my movie. Please make my movies. And my cold cinema email. Now, since the strike, I don't get any. It's so crazy. Oh, everybody stopped, man. It's so crazy.
well, it looks like
Yeah.
I'll be emailing you then.
Yes, definitely, definitely, definitely.
Oh shit. Let's see here. John, welcome to the show as always. Says Reaper, the dirty painted guy in a cornfield. He's referring to the movie that I have coming out.
Oh, nice.
Um, hopefully by the end of the month. I mean, indie horror.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes out, it comes out. But absolutely, Kayla, welcome to the show as well.
What's up, Caleb?
Paul, also, thank you for joining. So yeah, guerrilla style, man. I have a real love for that.
And it's
Uh,
fun. It's the most fun. It's like I call it movie making summer camp. You go there with people you love and care about, and you just go in there and you're there for 15 hours. That's the reality, guys. You're there for 15 hours and you make something cool as hell. The bigger sets are just chaotic and stressful, and there's money on the line. The smaller sets are just so much. It's grass fed and it's so fun, and something different about it, man. Those are the ones you remember. The bigger ones, they just happen so fast, and you got time crunches, and you're dealing with a big crew and all this stuff and equipment and different locations.
Honestly,
So
I think that's where all the money goes. It
yes,
goes
yes.
into the behind the scenes, like the
Hmm.
people doing the cutting and the editing.
Yeah.
I mean, the music, shit. You got some great people doing music for your films.
Yeah.
They really do kind of fit, the
Hmm.
scenes well, and that's
We
awesome.
had Sheer Bloody Murder. We had a guy named Misha Segal. He did this. He did the score for Mary Poppins. Man, like how cool is that?
Holy
He
shit,
did the
he's
score
probably
for
like,
Yeah.
I ain't done shit since the Mary Poppins film. I'm
Yes.
dying to get at this something. Let me work.
He's such a nice guy, man. He's such a nice guy.
For
I gotta
sure.
give him a call. I gotta give him a call. But it's a different era. Like you have access to all these people. Tom Sizemore, you could just call on the phone. Not anymore, but at that time, rest in peace, Tom Sizemore. At that time, Danny Baldwin's and you just have all these people. You have access to them. It wasn't like that before. It's just a different world.
And
It's
that's
just so
awesome.
much. Yeah, digital changed everything.
It
Digital
did.
changed everything, so it's a great thing. Anybody can make a movie now and stuff. And if you hone your craft and you worked your ass off, you're going to get better and you're going to find your audience.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's people that were in, the heyday of horror, which was the 80s, that are coming out and doing more films now too,
Hmm.
because they haven't done it in a long time. So
Hmm.
that access to so much talent, and people are hungry. That's
Yeah.
one of the things I love about indie horror the most. People are hungry to make some kind of a difference, some
Yeah.
kind of art.
It's
And
art. It really is art. It's more art than, business and stuff, which is great. I think I'll always do these smaller films, man, because I love them, and that's why I love Mark Maloney and I respect what he does. He has his crew of people and he does his things his way and he gets it out there. He's constantly, I think he had a resurgence in his career too the past couple of years. So it's like it's great to see that he's a great guy and it's keeping indie horror strong.
absolutely. And I mean, you have like something like 37 titles
Oh my God. Do I really?
already done. It's like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
And you've won some awards too.
Yeah.
Y'all can definitely check Will out on IMDb.
The
Please
biggest
do.
the biggest one, okay, the movie wasn't the best movie, and Julie wrote a great script. Things happened on the set where Amityville Karen, we got nominated for a Fangoria award. That was huge. That was like really really cool, man, to get mentioned on that and to be on TV, see our movie on TV. So that was a big deal. I think we've
That's
been in
what it's all
Fangoria like
about.
3 times, like in the past 2 years. So it was really, really cool. And my worst movie, Amityville Thanksgiving, we did a two-picture deal, and we had $1,000 left, and we were contracted, so we made Amityville Thanksgiving, and things just didn't go right. People got sick, so it ended up being my worst movie. But it blew
Oh,
up. It was like my biggest film, dude. And Julie's like, "Oh my God, this is so like cringe and embarrassing and stuff." But after a while, like people started to like it with the bad reviews. And I think they were had a little extra, stuff going on to make them like it better. But you know, it was crazy. Like sometimes the things that you do, you don't expect become the biggest and blow up, and it finds an audience.
absolutely. And one of the things that I really love about your films is the comedy factor.
Yeah, you have to.
So, I was just watching, the Bloody Nun Part 2, which is on currently on
Yeah,
Tubi, folks. Although I know one of my longtime viewers has definitely done
yeah,
his homework, which is awesome.
yeah,
Appreciate that shit. Man, some of those scenes, just that dichotomy between the old priest and the young priest. He's like, I just want to go get some ass. I want to see some tits. I want to get laid. And
yeah.
this dude's I don't know how the fuck he didn't laugh during his lines. He's like, I look up to you. Like I get all my
That was so okay. So I'm from New York, so trauma is a big part of every like indie New York
oh, for sure.
indie filmmaker's life. So that was my tribute to trauma, Bloody Nun too. So that's why there was so many penises in it, and it was like all that stuff. So I had to get the trauma out of my system.
I mean, who doesn't enjoy a dick getting ripped off?
That was a great effect too. That was
Obviously,
a good effect too.
It was. I thought it was very well done. I'm sitting here
Yeah.
going, this guy's bitching about still having a hard on because for whatever reason the chick had to leave.
Yeah.
And of course, the nuns just kind of takes her place, and
Yeah.
it's feeding time.
Yeah. She
So
helped him out a little bit for a little bit. Then and
fucking
people,
fantastic.
yeah.
If the actual like the mainstream The Nun
Hmm.
first film was half as good as your take on
Oh,
this,
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that.
I would have enjoyed it better because that was one of the most boring fucking movies
Yeah, it was a slow
I have
burn.
ever
It
watched.
was definitely a slow burn. It was definitely a little slower. Yeah,
Ah,
all the Bloody
super,
Nun movies are
super
masterpieces.
fucking
Yeah,
slow.
yeah.
It's like, I'm moving towards you. Oh, I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna bite a finger off or something? Is a tentacle gonna
I
shoot out
think
of
they
your
just
eyes?
I think they just focused on her being so scary looking, and that was gonna be enough to terrify
That's
people, and they're
not
just like,
enough.
"Oh, I know it's not. It's
It's
not."
not. We want to see action, and that's another thing. Great action in your films.
So the thing in Bloody Nun 2, the actor, Christian, he's like, "Oh, well, I got a surprise for you, when I do the fight scene at the end." I had no idea he was wearing a thong and lingerie until that scene where he ripped it off. So it was a shock for everybody. I'm just like, just keep rolling, just keep going with it. So it's like one of those movies where people like it still makes money to this day. People were like weirded out by it at first and like this feels wrong watching and stuff. And this is just like this is
I mean,
messed
I
up. But
see, I see,
yeah.
like a nod to Tim Curry.
Yeah, that's
That's
what it
what
was
I
too. It
see.
was that too, and people like it more now. People enjoy it more now, and they see what was in there. There was some cool scenes in there, like the eating of the eyeball. Some kid in like freaking Kuwait or something's gonna see that, and he's gonna become an FX artist or something like that. So there's little
Exactly.
things that can inspire people. Even in the cheapest movie. The nun like chomping on the
Absolutely.
wiener.
Yeah. And we talked a little bit, even before broadcast about, how the Evil Dead just gave birth to such simple fucking humor at like some
Yes.
serious fucking moments. And it just feels better. It's more fun.
Hmm. I mean, the Evil Dead, it's such a scary, like demonic topic and situation going on, but they find comedy in it. So, you're freaked out, but you're laughing too. So it's like two different emotions colliding. So it's a masterclass of filmmaking. It really is.
Yeah,
It is a masterclass
definitely.
of filmmaking.
And
So
I'm so glad that, you see the value in that.
yes, definitely.
Even with, let's say, movies like The Terrifier, we get a lot of like what I guess what you would call dark comedy because
Yeah.
obviously, he's doing these horrendous murders, but
Hmm.
at the same token, he looks
And then
like he's
he's like,
having a great
yeah,
fucking
he's like
time.
laughing and he's pantomiming and stuff. The last one, I thought it was a masterpiece. I loved it. I thought it was perfect for what they were going for and what they were doing, and to take it to that level, to a mainstream level. The first one was a huge hit too. To take it to that mainstream level, I gotta say, people said it was too long. I thought it was perfect. I really enjoyed the experience. I'm also,
Well, it's like if that's how long it takes to really bring the
yeah,
story to life, who cares? I mean, you're
yeah,
in it for a ride. You're not
exactly,
sitting there
exactly.
watching the clock.
And the gore, like that director, Damien, he's so talented, man. Like he did those effects and he's directing. Like, God, man. Like he
You
inspired
know?
me to do more effects now. Like on this next Camp Blood we're gonna do. I'm gonna do more effects on it too. Like that's amazing, man. That makes everybody want to up their game.
Well, I mean, you definitely have done that, especially with Camp Blood 2.
Hmm.
You feel every kill and it
Thank you.
looks great.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I shot that one different. I used like an older camera. It was a cinema camera, but I wanted more of a gritty 90s look. So I didn't shoot in 24 frames per second. I shot in TV, studio production style. So it could have more of a 90s like found footage look and stuff. So the next one's going to look way
I
more
was actually going to
cinematic.
ask you about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So I wanted to go back retro. Next one's going to look way more cinematic. We're going to be shooting with a vintage lens from the 70s. So it's going to have a really sick look. The next one. I'm really excited to get on the set of that one.
Hell yeah. JD says, so is Bloody Nun 1 through 3 all yours?
Yes, Bloody Nun, all of them mine. David Sterling did come up with the name, but they're all mine, Bloody Nun.
So I noticed that you pretty much have the same writer for a lot of the films.
Hmm.
How did you guys hook up?
Julie, me and her did the movie Night of the Zombies, and it was love at first sight. We never left each other after that. She was my lead actress. That was the craziest, most cocaine, wild fist fighting set I've ever been on. There was like I was fist fighting scream queens. Your favorite scream queen I got into a fist fight with. We were rolling on the floor. I'm not gonna say her name. I wish her the best in life. She had a bad week. It's all good. God bless you.
Oh
Um,
no.
there was just craziness. They invited a drug dealer on set. I'm working hard. Mike Ferguson was acting so hard he almost had like a heart attack. He couldn't breathe. He had like an asthma attack. It was the craziest shoot, but in between all that, we just came together and fell in love. And she ended up, you know, what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas. She came to New York with me, and she's been my, the love of my life ever since. And and I inspire her to write. She said she always wanted to be a writer, so I gave her opportunities, and she just blossomed. Our old partner we used to work with, Sean, was, I gave him a deal, and a part of my picture deal that he took on, he gave her some opportunities. It was messed up because he got her scripts, and not to talk trash, he threw it out and he did the whole movie improv. So people didn't really get to see what she wrote in Amityville Karen and a bunch of other movies. So now she's getting the chance though. Now she's getting the chance though.
Right. And it's really good. Like the stories are great.
Yeah, I think we wanted to up Camp Blood and tell a story and just bring a different dynamic to it. And this next one coming up is going to be really good, man. I'm excited about it. The script is good. It's going to be a little more like Terrifier, more gory, more serious and stuff. And I'm excited to do this take on the clown.
Yeah, definitely. And the masks, like I'm not sure,
Mhm.
did you go through like a process of that's the mask for this one?
Yeah, that
Because they're fucking fantastic. It doesn't look like something you bought at like Walgreens,
Yeah,
you
the
know.
mask is the mask from the first one from 666, the original one. So we use that mask to keep the continuity. But this next one, it's a custom mask here. I moved from New York to Texas about 3 months ago, me and Julie. There's a FX shop in Texas, and they're making a custom mask for this next film. It looks wicked. I saw it today. It looks amazing. So I'm excited to unveil that. Yes, there
Fantastic.
is going to be a camp. Camp Murder is my story. I was supposed to direct it, but I was in a situation where I couldn't. So I hired Mark Polonia to direct it. I'm going to be direct Camp Murder too, and we're going to take that to another level. That we're going to really, that's going to come. That's going to come, man. Maybe in a
So
year or
you
two.
touched upon actually one of the questions I had for you. What's it been like working with Mike Ferguson?
Mike Ferguson is a great guy to work with. He's professional. He's a big looking scary motherfucker, but he's the nicest guy. He's totally professional. He's a gentleman. He does whatever he's all about the production. When he's there, he's totally dedicated to the film and the project. And I had a blast working with him.
Yeah, absolutely. The only introduction I really had to him, my wife was actually in a movie with him called Clown Motel 2.
Oh, I never
Uh,
saw Clown Motel 2. How did that turn out?
Actually, pretty good.
Nice. I got to check it out. Julie was in it for a little bit. She was in it for like a cameo. She went for like a,
Oh, nice.
yeah, she's the green
Yeah,
hair
I thought it
clown with the
was.
big makeup. She's on the poster.
Yeah.
She's on the poster. Yeah.
Well, it was pretty cool. My wife got to play her character, which is
Hmm.
Mischief.
Okay.
Um, she's been part of the whole clown scene, haunt scene,
Oh, wow.
prior to that. So it was kind of cool for her to just be able to, play herself.
Nice.
That was her first introduction to doing films, and I thought it was
Very
very well.
cool. Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
check it out. I gotta
definitely.
check it out. I gotta catch up with Joe Kelly and see what he's been doing too. He actually worked for us on a Cheer Bloody Murder. He was did a crew job for us on there. So I gotta catch up and see what he's doing. I want to check that out. Definitely.
Hell yeah. JD says, I'm watching Camp Murder now and loving it. I think this is one of the only ones I haven't seen.
Really, Cameron is good.
Yeah.
Cameron is like an all-star Polonia come together. We went all out with that. We went all out. It was fun.
So, like, you've been giving, the writer a lot of ideas for this. So, do you
Mhm.
know what kind of like where the inspiration comes from? Is it like maybe, a lot of homage being paid to certain films that have come before that you think would work? Obviously you're hitting different parts of the
Yeah, like
genre.
Camp Murder was a mix between Halloween. That was my tribute to Halloween and Friday the 13th. Julie, we work on scripts together. Like she'll do a shift because I'm working, and then I'll do a shift. But then when she's in the zone, she'll have her beer. She'll get like a 6 pack. And she doesn't want to be bothered, and she just does her thing. It's weird. You're a writer.
You
It's
see,
yeah. You're a writer, so it's in your head. You could have an ending, right? And you could start from the ending and write a whole script based on that. So you have like one or two scenes in your head. There's all different processes. Or you just have like a couple big scenes, and then you just go from there, and you just start creating and creating. And it's like I'm very inspired by Kevin Smith and Quentin Tarantino. So my dialogue is very pop culture and to the point. Her dialogue is very intellectual and drawn out and stuff, more sophisticated and stuff. So it's two different
yeah, that
styles. Yeah.
that really kind of came across to me
Mhm.
in Camp Blood too, especially like in that bar scene where the religious group comes in and they're hanging out, and
Mhm.
then you obviously see a few of them that are just very sinful.
Yeah. I appreciate you saying that. In the reviews, that bar scene, they're like, "Oh, the bar scene lasted an eternity. It was like it was never gonna end." I was like, "You have to have dialogue in a movie to
You
have
do.
character development, guys." Like, thank you for bringing that up because I've been reading some of the reviews, which I love. I'm like obsessed with reviews, and they're like, "Oh, the bar scene was like forever and it was an eternity." I'm like, guys, you got to have the characters talk, and it just can't be all ripping throats out and intestines and all that stuff. So
Oh, definitely. I mean,
yeah,
you got to have a story, and
yes,
the one lady, who basically got pissed off, at the
Erica,
other
yeah.
couple of ladies. Yeah, I just thought she did a great moment there. It felt legit.
She was
So
amazing.
it's like
Yeah.
you just always have this knack for grabbing good talent.
Yeah.
How do you go about that?
We're very picky. We're very picky, and we like to use people we worked with before and who are going to take the project serious. Heather Harlow, I know she wanted to work with me for a long time, and we like would message. And Julie worked with her before, so it was good to see her in a bigger role like that too, and give her an extended role. And she really shined. I mean, she was amazing. So yeah, you just get to know people. The celebrities are a little different. You reach out to them or their manager and you talk to them, and you form that relationship and they tell you what they want, and it's a little different. But with the actors, you got to build a trust, and you see what it's different. Like it's like I believe in paying dues. When I started out, I did everything for free, PA'd for free and stuff. So it's like if somebody's just starting out, just to prove themselves, I'd be like, okay, come on the set. Let's see what you could do for no pay. Show I want to see your attitude and stuff and how you're gonna work and stuff. And then after that, you really earn the spot as a paid actor. You earn the spot as an actor on a roster that's gonna get a lot of work and stuff. So it's like when people get offended to volunteer their time or something like that, they don't realize the bigger picture. They're kind of they're getting evaluated, to for bigger opportunities and stuff. And then if you're a name,
Absolutely.
we work out a rate. Everything is contracted legally and stuff. You got to protect yourself. So
Well, yeah, definitely.
yeah,
And you would expect, any actor, maybe they're fresh to it or
yeah,
they've done a few films, but they're gonna want to do their best because you never know, which one of these films are gonna get like this big cult following,
exactly,
you
exactly.
know?
Look
And
at Shark House. It was
that's what I love about any film.
yeah, Shark House was a $40,000 film, and it has a huge studio backing it. So we're excited about that. I can't wait to show everybody what we could do with $40,000. It's really good. It's really good.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Welcome, David. David Paul said Will Callzo is one of the best directors I have
Ah,
worked
thanks,
for.
brother.
I've had a lot of pleasure working for him and looking forward to more films in the future. Damn.
Miss you, David. We definitely will, man. We definitely will.
I mean, shit, I'm just getting goosebumps over here.
uh, well,
Seriously. I
appreciate
mean,
that.
I like the themes. What I
Yeah.
would like to see you do is something like even more malicious,
Hmm.
and more terrifying. And
It's there. It's there, man. It's really twisted in there, so it's gonna come out, man.
mhm. Oh, it's coming.
Maybe you and your wife, man. Maybe we'll do like a Devil Rejects thing, group of clown killers or something like that. It's been talked about. People have been
That would
wanting
be bad fucking ass, and we're always down for that.
a
We
lot of
are
people have been
always
wanting a
down
movie
for
like
that.
that. So
Because at that point, it's like we're just playing ourselves. Because I mean, I'm like the serious, just fucking lunatic killer.
Yeah. Where are you guys
Uh,
based out of?
Nebraska,
Oh
actually.
wow, that's a different one. Wow. Horror, good for you, man. Dude, start making movies, man. There's nobody. Well, I think Dustin Ferguson was in Nebraska. I think he was there, you know? I think
He might have been.
yeah, I
Let's
think he was
see.
one of them.
JD says, "Are there any makes of the mask from Camp Murder?"
That was a one of a kind mask. It was a Jason mask converted into original mask. A very talented effects guy,
I
Dave
thought
Rodriguez.
so.
Yes,
I
yes,
totally fucking
yes.
thought so.
It was
That's
converted.
awesome.
It was expensive to do it too, but it was nice. It was really that thing was solid. It was like a real hockey mask. It was not one of those cheap plastic ones, man. But Mark Poloni has it. I
Mm-mm.
had to go back to New York and he had to film some scenes, pickup shots, so he has it. Hopefully, it's in good condition somewhere.
Hell yeah, most
Mark, I'm coming
definitely.
back for my mask. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, the good thing about me and my wife is we're not afraid to drive anywhere if
Okay,
we believe in the project that you're doing. If we think it's a
okay.
great idea, we're there. We don't give a fuck. We
Hey,
are
dude,
easy to
listen,
work
man.
with.
I
You
just want
know,
good people who are dedicated, and I have nothing but opportunities for people like that. You know, we're a very busy production company, so definitely, man. You know, I just want the right attitude and people who love horror and have a passion for filmmaking. Like I said, it is long days, unfortunately. You know, it takes time to set up and do things, but
I mean, you gotta
definitely.
put the time in.
Exactly. You know.
You gotta put the work in because you want to get the best shot possible.
Yes. Exactly.
Who cares if it takes 8 times to do it?
Yeah.
One of those shots is going to be your defining moment. I've
Exactly.
always felt that way.
Hmm.
Hey, John, what's up, brother? John says, this is fascinating. I definitely need to dive into Will's filmography. And
Appreciate you, John. Appreciate you.
seriously, do it. Go to Tubi. You can find a lot of his films right now.
Check out
And
Night
it's
of the
fucking
Zombies.
free.
Check out Night of the Zombies, Camp Murder, Camp Blood, 666 Part 2. There's some fun stuff on there. I think Bloody Nun
Fuck
2 is on
yeah.
there, right? Yeah, I think Bloody Nun 2 is on there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And I just absolutely love it. So you got a lot of like projects kind of in development now,
Yeah.
right at the moment. So is there anything that you want to kind of plug or give us kind of a little bit of insight in?
So wow. Of course you could check out fresh spanking brand new Camp Blood 666 Part 2. I think it dropped last month. It came out.
Yes.
That's a lot of fun. It's a fun summer slasher. You know, it's a campy good time, man. B movie madness. We also signed the deal for Camp Blood Part 9, Bride of Blood.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so we'll be doing an Indiegogo September 1st, and we'll be shooting that in late October. I just
I'll
saw
be
the poster
advertising
today.
that like a
Oh,
motherfucker.
appreciate you, man. I just saw the poster today. We just gotta make sure things are lined up and I can release the poster. Um, like I said, that one's gonna have a totally different look. We're shooting with a vintage lens, which I'm really excited to shoot with on
Mm.
Black Magic. So we're gonna have a really good look on that one. So I'm excited and some cool. Like I said, the kills are a little more evil, a little more brutal in that one too. So it's gonna be fun, you know.
Shit, and I thought that scene in Bloody Nun Part 2 was hardcore. I can't wait to see what you got coming up
Yeah,
next
well,
because
this one is a female, all female rock band goes to Camp Blood, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna take on the clown, and this time the clown has a Frank. You know, it's funny that you're wearing a Frankenstein shirt. He has a Franken bride. You know, he's creating a Franken bride with the body parts and stuff.
nice.
So yeah, so that should be fun.
Oh man, I'm a big fan of the old school, like the Hammer Productions
Yeah.
films. They were so good. A lot of the '70s stuff, I get into a lot of that as
Oh,
well.
nice, nice. Yeah.
Um, and then of course, I mean, '80s, that was my childhood. I
Mhm.
grew up with, the Trauma films. I
Yeah.
can kind of see some, Basket Case, stuff
That's an
like that.
amazing movie. That's an amazing movie, man. Shot in New York City. It's
You
just a
know,
beautiful movie to go back and watch. You know, I miss New York. It just got too crazy over there. I had to leave, but I fucking love Texas, guys. Texas is awesome.
oh
Just think
man.
it's too hot, but it's awesome. We love it here.
Yeah, definitely. those 120,
How's
125.
Nebraska? Is it cold? I've never been.
It's has not been cold a single
Yeah.
minute. I mean, we just got lucky today and it was like 75.
Oh, that's nice. That's perfect weather. That's the kind of weather you want.
Oh, trust me, those 95, 97, 100
Mhm.
degree days
Yeah.
this summer was
So what
just
do you
like,
got?
what in the fuck?
It's like a small town country feel. Is it like a more urban? And I picture it being
Where we live, yes,
okay.
most definitely.
Nice.
Omaha is
Omaha.
definitely
Yeah.
like any other major city.
Okay.
We live in a small town called Plattsmouth, so we're
Okay.
at the bottom of the state, which
Right.
I like because, I mean, I like people, but like I can just blend in
Yeah.
and
As you get older, you kind of just want to take your lady and do your own thing and live on
you
a mountain far
know,
away from people. And
we
that's
dig
me,
it.
basically.
I completely
Yeah.
understand that. JD says, JD says, I live in a hick town. But they're the best,
It is the
though.
best. It is the best.
Oh, and there was another question, too. Let's see. Oops. Hold on. I missed it. There we go. He says, JD says, where else can we find your films? So is there a
Um,
way beyond
if you
Tubi?
Google me, they should come up. There's films on Tubi, Amazon Prime. Um, that's all I can think of right now. Check out my IMDb. Got a lot of stuff coming out, and hopefully these two other films they're gonna give a big push and release. Hopefully we see them in Walmart and stuff. Oh, Voodoo, I got some movies. I know Amityville Thanksgiving is on free on there. There's like these big YouTubers that show my movies for free, but it's not the best version because they put like this weird music over. Kings of Horror have a bunch of my movies on
Oh,
there too,
geez.
but they like the audio is messed up in it because they don't want to get copyright, So
Right. So why do it in the first place? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, exactly.
you're ruining the experience at that point.
Yeah, check
You
out
know.
Amityville Thanksgiving if you want to laugh. A lot of
Oh,
good stuff
definitely
coming
gonna
out.
check that out.
Yeah, we got some crazy
You
stuff coming out.
even took a stab at Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Yes. Oh my God, we had Lloyd Kaufman in that. He came on set. We had Lloyd in that. That was awesome.
That's fucking killer, man.
It was sick, man. It was sick to work with him. He tells us some great stories. He brought us all Trauma Blu-rays, Toxic Avenger, and everything. Took pictures with him. He had his own green room,
Oh
like a
man,
charcuterie board and all this fancy stuff, and he came out and gave it to everybody. So it was cool. We rented
I
like
could
this
totally
little
see that.
hospital and turned it into like a psych ward, a mental asylum. That's a crazy movie. We have one scene where a dude smears shit in a guy's face. A guy's like a chronic masturbator, and the Santa Claus cuts his wiener off. What is it with me and
You
cutting wieners off?
know, there's an obsession
There's
with
a pattern.
beheadings of dicks
Yeah.
throughout your films. So maybe that's like, you could really get a lot of, women interested in watching your films because they're like, yeah, cut his dick off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rip his dick off.
I've always wanted to do
Yeah.
that.
So that one's gonna be fun. Tina Kraus is in that one.
Nice.
Lloyd, of course. So that one's different. It's different. It's cool. We had fun with that.
So you took the Santa Claus approach. So is that kind of
Yes.
like a nod to that genre of horror Santa Claus type stuff?
Yeah, I wish we could have went more hardcore with the Santa, like Silent Night, Deadly Night. There's two. There's Silent Night, Bloody Night, which came out in the '70s, and then Silent
Hmm.
Night, Deadly Night, which had a bunch of sequels. This one is the third film in that series, and we tried to tie in the story where there was this new character named Jack Frost, so he was like kind of the slasher guy. Hopefully, if we do another one, we'll get more into that character and stuff. But this one kind of focused on the psych ward and the disturbed orderlies that were like abusing people, and the killers came and invaded the asylum while you have these deranged orderlies too. So it was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean that's just so much fucking fun right there.
Yeah, and it's coming out in 3D, guys. My first 3D movie. I cannot wait. 3D.
And fucking tastic.
VHS and 3D.
So for everybody out there in Black Flame Land, we're going to go ahead and show the trailer for Camp Blood 666 Part 2, Exorcism of the Clown. Let's check this out, because if you haven't seen it yet, let me tell you, you are in for a ride.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
was yeah.
Bumpara, bumpara, bumpara. We intend to stay at the campgrounds down the road where the clown killer took their lives.
Who's that?
Another missing hiker.
Why are you here?
Well, because if you must know, my brother was here years ago and he was killed not too far from here.
Kill for me. Go now.
It's my kind of place. I bet you didn't know I had a liquor license.
And there's a short teaser trailer too that's more comedic and stuff. But that liquor license line that happened in real life. I was at a bar when I was young, and this guy was like looking at girls, and he's like, "I bet they don't know I got a liquor license." And I said, "I'm gonna put that in a freaking movie one day."
And I just kept sitting there like, old girls dancing on the fire
Yeah.
truck, and little do you know, you're about to die.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that dance didn't make the final cut because for some reason she was wearing a skirt, and then in that scene she came out in sweatpants, and then when we went to do the final, I guess we were, she had to leave, and we didn't realize we didn't catch it, so we had to cut that scene from the movie. But it's in that trailer, the original trailer. It was like 20 degrees outside. It was December. We just shot that this December in New York, before we left. So
Nice.
it,
Oh shit.
it was cool. We rented a whole campground and stuff, and we're screaming and everything, and we had access. No, I wonder what
Now,
people driving by thought, like us screaming, people screaming in the middle of the night and stuff. So it was
that's
wild.
another thing that I just absolutely love about indie film is locations.
Hmm.
They're real places. They're not a soundstage.
Hmm.
Nobody built the shit. It's
Hmm.
like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
The studios are cool, but it's just like, there's something about being on location, like you just said, that's very like grassroots and stuff. The studio, you have like a dressing room and a green room and stuff, but you feel a little fancy. But like you said, there's nothing like being on location, like you said, just get in there guerrilla style, getting grimy with it.
I like, I do my makeup, every week, like 2
Hmm.
or 3 times a week.
Hmm.
And if I'm at a, convention, I'm doing it all day. So it's like, I don't have to have some posh little place where,
Yeah, exactly.
somebody's got to do my makeup or whatever. I'm like, I can do this shit in like 15 minutes.
That's your war paint, man. That's your battle paint, man.
Exactly. So I don't know. Do you find that a lot of actors get surprised when they, come to your set or whatever, and they're like expecting this and that?
Like I worked with some big name actors and stuff, and they were really cool, man. They kind of,
Nice.
I've heard like on SAG sets and stuff, somebody was telling me a story how everybody was just so unappreciative and they didn't care and they were just so stuck up and stuff. Everybody's been cool. Like I said, in Vegas, we had that huge set. We rented like a big ass Chuck E. Cheese for Zomghouls and stuff. And it was just, it was a certain culture of Indiegogo that I didn't understand at that time. That certain people are paying for an experience with celebrities and they're to party. And I'm a hardcore New York filmmaker, so I didn't know that culture. So I came at people like they were actors when they weren't there to be actors. They were there to take pictures and have a good time. So it just, clashed, and now I understand it better, and I have a better understanding of that culture that was created by, certain people, and it's a balance. You have to, control yourself as a director and as a leader, and give people an experience if that's the situation. Some people are more sensitive than others.
Oh, most definitely. And what can, aspiring actors expect from one of your sets?
Well, it's different. So when I first started, I started in New York City, and everybody was theater actors, so they would get very offended when I would try and direct them. So I was very I know what I'm doing. I'm the actor. You're the director. This is how I do it. So as I got more experience, I'm more hands on. You get treated. Everybody gets treated with respect. And just it's a family, man. It's a family. I know people throw that word around, film family and bullshit, but it's really a family.
No, that's a real thing.
That's a real thing. We work hard, we grind, and we're there to make a cool movie that's definitely going to come out. We're not wasting your time. These movies are going to come out. They're going to make money, and they're going to give you a lot of exposure. We're not here to play games or have a pipe dream. All the movies are basically already set for release. So we work for companies and studios. So it's going to be a good time, and it's gonna help your career. Ralph Ray, who I'm working with now too, man, he's getting some huge opportunities, and he's very talented. um, Pro wrestler that he's going to be in some of my movies. He's going to be in the next Camp Blood. He's going to play the killer. I see him in the comments.
Nice.
So it's exciting, man. It's just an exciting time for filmmaking. I know everybody's on strike and everything, but us indie guys, we thrive.
We stay in the trenches, man. We're the comeback kids that come from nowhere.
Yeah. And guys, if you
Kind
have
of
a certain
thing.
amount of money, let's say you have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, people are gonna hate me for this. Don't give SAG your money. Why are you gonna give them your money? That's your money. It's not gonna do anything for you. Don't give them your money, dude. Keep your in the money and make your movie and put it out there and make your money back. It's like we can't be poor as filmmakers. You have to, do what's right for you. The production comes first, make it happen, and nothing against actors, but the production comes first. The job will get done. So surround yourself with people who are like-minded, are not going to challenge you, and just see your vision. That's the key thing. You got to weed some people out. I had a horrible experience with a former partner. Whatever he's doing, I don't know, but I almost lost everything. I had to restart my career. Thank God for Julie from the bottom, because he just ruined my reputation, and we lost so much money. And thank God it came full circle, and the studio came back to us to help get these films out. But it was scary there for a while. I lost the rights to a big film because of this moron, and I went through a lot. I wanted to quit. I could walk away. I have a very successful career, but it's just the love and the passion of it, and you just keep going, man. Like you with the podcast, man.
Sure.
What you're doing, this is the best show that I've been on, dude.
Oh, well, thank
you have
you.
good production value and stuff. Like me, I was doing a horror podcast. I'm kind of burned out now, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing it and stuff. Because we're just, me and Julie are so in the game that it's like hard to talk about so much. It's fun to do this, but for me to, so I just, so you definitely are on the right track with this too, man. It's a nice platform that you have.
Well, for me, I like to offer a different experience, something that's not so, I'm going to ask all the hard questions,
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. We're here to like celebrate what you're doing. And, like I said, I started this podcast with the idea of bringing the best art, because I feel the best art is in the underground.
Yeah.
And people need to know about it, and not everybody does. Some people who have that app, let's take Tubi, for instance, and they're flipping through and they see like a bunch of, the little posters, and then you read the little description. Some people don't realize what they're passing up.
Yeah.
So it's just like in music, because I do a lot of bands as well, across the country and some out of the country. And I'm like, y'all need to kind of know about this, because this is some really good shit.
Yeah.
I call it diamonds in the rough.
Exactly.
And, otherwise, if people don't realize how good it actually is, and they just pass it up, go, oh, this is just another shit film,
And also, guys, I gotta say, like, Tubi is not YouTube. It's not. You gotta pay the piper to get on Tubi. These are studios releasing it, like Camp Blood. That's a studio that put that on Tubi. If you want to do it yourself, you go to Film Hub, but that's not free. You gotta pay for captions. That's almost $200 to $300, depending on how long your movie is. It's $1.25 every minute that you gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? For some broke filmmakers, that's not possible. So Tubi, that person, to get their movie, and you got to pass quality control for Film Hub. So that person worked to get that on Tubi. It wasn't an easy process. They had to get the artwork right. It's a whole process to get it on there. So, even if it's not the best movie, people don't realize
they don't
that.
realize.
It was a work. They really put their passion into getting it on there and putting it on Tubi. So, they put effort into it,
Exactly. And Tubi's not going to just people think they're just going to throw anything and everything up there.
Yeah.
That's not how
Nope.
that works.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And guys, it's like the first thing when I went to film school and I went to the director class, it's broken up. You have writing class, lighting class, camera class, directing class. The director said to me, the hardest thing in filmmaking is finishing a film. That's the hardest thing, guys. Like, it was a crazy statistic. Like, 80% of filmmakers don't finish their film. So that's the main thing. Finish your film. It doesn't have to be the best film or an Academy Award winner. People try and be too perfect. You have the movie that you have in the head and you have the movie that you actually shoot. So do your best and you'll get better in your craft and stuff. So it's like, and if you have to do something low budget, do it. And then the big budgets will come. Like I'm doing low budget, bigger budget. You got to start at the bottom to get to the top, guys. So don't sell yourself short. Like you and your girl obviously have a lot of talent and stuff and a lot of opportunities with the makeup and stuff. It's very interesting to me. The makeup, like I said, I saw Sig Hayden right away. So it's like make it happen. Or even if you got to start with $3,000 or a couple grand, look at Amityville Thanksgiving. I made that for $1,000. It's my biggest movie to date. It was bloody disgusting. Fangoria.
See,
Dude,
you
it was
just never
insane.
know.
Yeah, you never know,
You just
man.
never
So,
know. And it comes down to brilliant writing.
yeah,
And you are definitely blessed to have that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
For
I try and make movies that people want to see, like what's gonna make me laugh. I try and relate to real life with my dialogue, like stuff that I've experienced, that I know how people really act in real life. Like I've seen guys talk like that guy, it was a little over the top, like that priest in Bloody Nun. I've seen some perverted men in my life.
Oh, for sure.
I grew up in New York City, guys. Come on. That's like
they're
the
not
sickest place in
shy.
the world. Yeah, exactly.
And there's serial jerkers like on every corner.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So, you're getting a piece of realism there.
Yes. Oh my God, Julie's a beautiful woman. My girl, my fiance, it's a beautiful woman in New York. New York, we would walk around. I couldn't leave her. She would get swarmed by men whenever I would leave her, so I would have to stay by her side. New York is a
Like,
very weird. It's not like that here in the
spoken
South, but New York is a very messed up place, guys. Sorry, New Yorkers.
Oh, let me tell you, the South, the Midwest, no different. They got
Really?
even more balls that you'll be
Really?
sitting right
Oh
there.
man.
Oh, they'll be sitting, you'll be sitting there with your lady and
Oh,
some
man.
asshole comes up and just thinks he's gonna talk that person
Yeah,
out of being,
what are people
it's like,
thinking?
do you need to get knocked out in order to give it
Exactly. That's
to
what I'm
you?
thinking. I'm trying to eat my food. Do I have to knock the waiter out that I'm trying? Exactly. We have
It's
the
like
same
at the end of the
thought process.
day,
Yeah.
a good, fucking knee to the groin, and that'll chop your game down about 75%.
Yeah, I remember we were in I forgot what restaurant it is, and I have my arm around her and we're watching. She likes the 49ers, the football game on the phone, and the waiter's flirting with her. Like, do you think I'm like the gay best friend or something? Like, dude, what is going on, dude? We're watching a thing, and he's like trying to get her attention, and he's like started like doing a thing with his nip. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to beat up the waiter in this place. Like, what is going on?
I mean, if that's the way it's got
I'm
to go
glad
down,
I'm not the only one who
thou shalt
experienced
smite
it.
thee.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one. You experienced it too, obviously. So I'm not the only one that this weird shit happens to.
Oh, not at all. I mean, my wife can be a ball breaker. She
Yeah.
can definitely hold her own, but it's
That's
like
awesome.
I'm 6'2" and fucking scarier without the makeup.
Yeah.
It's like,
And they still go for it. It doesn't make sense. Tatted, you got tatted,
oh, they don't when I show up.
Okay. Then, okay. All right.
I don't even really have to say anything. I just have to,
That's it. Yeah.
I give that look and they're just like,
That's the look. Exactly.
so it has been an absolute pleasure having
Thank
you
you,
on
my
the show
brother.
tonight. Everybody out in the comment section in Black Flame Land, you guys are amazeballs. Always are. Oh, shit. So someone's trying to out me here. JD says, oh, stop it. Reaper, you're a teddy bear. I mean, to my very small circle,
Yes, me too.
absolutely. But to the rest of the world,
Yeah, in my job, I have to be tough. My job, I have to carry a gun on my side in public all day. Obviously you could tell what I am. So I have to have a different persona, than I am now. I'm a big teddy bear now, but when I'm out in the street, I have to be, serious and
Exactly.
so
I
somebody
mean,
doesn't try and kill me.
I've taught my children this, and I tell people this who have children. It's like book smarts are fucking fantastic. You can have those all day long. It'll definitely help you in
Mhm.
life, but there's no better education than the street.
Exactly. You have to, yeah. So, dude, that's a great way to say it, and it could be a rough world out there. So you have to have some experience, or somebody has to pass it down to you. But it's been a
Oh yeah.
blast, man. And the comments were lit, man. You guys are great. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the love, man. I look forward to working with you and your wife, man. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to familiarize myself with your show. I just been working around the clock. I apologize for that, but this was great. I had a blast.
No, that's okay, man. We
When you
understand. Everybody out
contacted
there
me,
got flame
you just
understands.
came at
So
me with such respect and such enthusiasm. I was like, I got to do the show, and you just seemed like you loved horror so much. So I was like, I got to do this, man. So I was really excited, and it turned out great. I had a blast, man.
well, I really owe it to my mother who introduced me to horror when I was like 7 years old.
Mhm,
Of course, like, back then it was Halloween,
mhm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Fog, which
Oh
I
my
mean,
God, great, great.
fucking, all the John Carpenter stuff was just amazing. And then, the great Wes Craven, um, you know, it
And
was
that's
just, it was a love affair ever since. But,
yeah,
as I got into my 20s, I
mhm,
discovered like the great shit of the 70s.
yeah.
And I got more into that, Argento and, all
Oh my
those
God,
guys.
Demons is so good. Demons is so good. We love that
Oh
movie.
my goodness.
It's like a masterpiece. What were we watching? How do you Suspiria? We were watching last night, the other night, the
Oh
original
yeah,
one and the remake. Oh my God, that movie is just art. Just every shot is so colorful. The original one I'm talking about. Oh my God, there's so
exactly.
many. Yeah. And then you get
And I don't mind people remaking classics,
yeah.
but it loses so much of the flavor.
Yes. Yes, and you bring up John Carpenter. That's my goal as a filmmaker. Like those movies, like The Thing and everything. You got so lost in that story. That's my goal. Maybe I'm not at that level yet, but one day I want to be at a level where I could take somebody and bring them in a theater or on a Blu-ray, and they could just whatever they're going through, they could lose themselves in an hour and a half and smile and have fun and be into a story. That's what it's all about as a filmmaker. You want to bring joy to somebody's life, whether it's scaring them or making them laugh. That's why I do this. It's not about money. It's not about that. You want to tell a good story and impact the world in a positive way. That's the art of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my vision and that's my goal as a filmmaker. And one day, God willing, I'll get to do it on a bigger stage. If not, I got to do it at cult status. But that's the goal, man. Those movies you described stay with me forever. When I become an old man, I'll remember those scenes and Leatherface opening the door and dragging the girl in. Those are beautiful images to me, man. It's life and it's the struggle and drama and everything. So that's what horror is to me, man. It's good versus evil. It's drama. It's action. It's blood. It's fun, and that's what it is, man. That sums it up.
Humble as always from the underground. It's you hear it from everyone that comes on the show. It's about the passion, people,
Yes,
and this is
yes.
what drives us to do what we do. It's not to try to achieve some fame or fortune. It's
Mhm.
because we just fucking love to do it.
Yes, exactly, man. To make something cool and put it out there, see the reviews, see the reactions, whether they're good or bad, you made somebody feel something. So this was cool as hell, man. This was cool as shit, man. This was the best one that I did, man. Definitely. Oh,
Hell
thank you,
yeah.
Kayla. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Check out Mark Polonia. He has like 50,000 movies that come out like every.
That's another thing about, indie film that I think is just fantastic
Yeah.
is the rate at which it gets turned out.
Yes.
You don't have to wait 3 years because 150 different people had to work on it behind the scenes to actually get it out. The
Yeah.
talent was there at the time it was being made.
Yeah. So good thing is we have a lot of movies that are coming out on backlog. Julie wants to take a break. She's tired and stuff. So
Oh, it's
we,
understandable. I mean, it's a lot of
yeah,
time and dedication.
and I promised her a vacation. She wants to be a housewife for a little bit and just live a normal life,
Well,
which is
sure.
understandable. And we have Camp Blood in October. That should be ready in December. Sterling wants it fast, and then she has her movie she's directing, Cheerleader Camp, in January, and then after that we'll take a break, and hopefully the other stuff that we're finishing up comes out. So we'll have plenty of stuff to come out. We'll be on vacation somewhere. I have no idea where, but we'll have stuff coming out, and we'll be in production and a lot of stuff. So yeah, man. Long live cult cinema, and long live the Reaper.
Absolutely.
This show is badass, dude. I'm definitely a fan. I'm definitely going to be tuning in, and I appreciate the way you came at me with this interview and stuff. It was very real, and it was like I got to be myself. Usually people just BS, and it's just like a funny conversation. You have to be on. This was real. It was a real thing, man. I appreciate it.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
It's like I always tell everybody at root, I am that fan. I am that person who saw that film that was like, it touched me somehow. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm that one that wants to know more.
No, and you're also very intelligent. You understand filmmaking because you understand what is a low, like Camp Blood 66 Part 2. It's a low budget movie. $10,000. What we had left after the thing was like $6K, $5K. But you understand the type of filmmaking it is. You don't think everything is a Netflix movie and stuff. Some people don't understand that. They're like, oh, why is it so low budget? Why is it like, where's Will Smith and where's
Oh, come on, damn it. That's another thing, any indie filmmakers out there that feel that the only way to get noticed is to have some sort of an A-list actor.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
You don't even need them. You don't even need them no more. It's nice, but you don't even need them no more. I was told that by some very powerful people. You don't even need them, So it's like, you can if you have the money. It's fun and it's cool, but you don't need them, man. Make your movies, guys. Make your own damn movie, just like Lloyd Kaufman said. And
like Will said, finish them.
Finish them. That's the thing. No matter what. Dude, even if you have to piece it together with your friends doing vlogs or whatever, finish it. And I'm telling you, something good will come out of it. I don't care if it's the worst thing since freaking Timbuktu. Who says Timbuktu anymore? I don't even know where that came from. Just get it out there. Get it out there. I'm telling you, something good will come of it, and another opportunity will come. Now we have too many opportunities coming at us, so we have to slow down and live life, or it's gonna just consume us like the Blob. So,
right. We all know how that goes.
Yeah, we have to slow down. And that box right there on the floor, that's the rest of the Camp Blood DVDs that are coming out. So that Indiegogo will be closed out. I think there's like freaking over 100 DVDs in there. You guys supported us so much with this Camp Blood movie. Thank you guys for accepting me in the series. It dates back to 1999. So appreciate you guys,
Absolutely. Follow Will on Facebook, Instagram, all the things to stay in the know. And anytime, whether you know it or not, folks out there in Black Flame Land, just because you can only donate $20 to one of these Indiegogo campaigns, you have no idea just how far that really goes.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking counts.
Guys, I think us and the Mahals are the only one who got to Lionsgate out of all the Indiegogos. I'm not trying to like stroke my own ego, but that's a big deal. And that's thanks to the people who supported the movie.
It really is.
Yeah, that's the people who supported the movie. We really appreciate it. All the money goes into the movie, man, and we bust our asses to get these movies out,
Absolutely. Thank you again so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to hang out with us here at the Underground.
And sorry I was late. I apologize for that. Julie wanted barbecue, and she's like, please, please. I was like, I got a podcast. We could do it fast. So thank you so much.
That's okay. I mean, the barbecue is always an important moment.
I still got the sweats, man. I still got the sweats.
Oh, man. Definitely, y'all. Thank you so much out there in the comment section. You guys were fucking
badass, man. You guys killed
badass as always. Always feel free to interact with whoever joins me on the show, especially tomorrow night when the Church of Satan Magister Bill M joins us for another fun interview. Get ready to laugh your asses off. It's at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. It's going to be so funny. So thank you guys. Definitely tune in. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And as you're, getting ready to lay it down and you have visions of clown killers in your head.
Exactly.
Always stay heavy.